A recent video of a handgun firing drone has gone viral on YouTube, and it's raised a lot of questions to the technology's legality. So let's take a look at the video.
We're doomed.
Yeah, that's pretty frightening. Now, this video was posted by an 18-year-old Connecticut student whose father says his son created the drone for a college class. The gun drone in Connecticut appears to have been fired on private property, and so far, authorities said it did not appear any laws were broken.
But that, I assume, is not because, we checked all the laws and he complies with it. It's because nobody has thought to make it illegal yet.
Exactly. So drones are okay, and in some states, open carry is okay, or having that on your private property or whatever is okay. And then we'll just put them together, and then we don't know. We don't have a law for it yet.
Are there laws for guns being fired not by a human? I don't know. I mean, there might be some sort of remote firing provision, like you can't set up a booby trap or something like that in a lot of states.
Right.
But that's pretty horrifying. And also, by the way, some people were reacting by saying, well, of course this should be expected. You strap a gun to it. That seems pretty easy. And I had a little bit of pride when I saw that it was Connecticut. I was like, yeah, Connecticut. But you have to account for the recoil from the gun, and you see that the drone has to back up. But he's obviously programmed it or learned to control it in a way that he can naturally sort of account for it. And it's not hard to imagine that he could have fired in fairly rapid pace as a result of the stability that it had.
But here's the thing, is maybe he learned how to do that, but if somebody else gets a hold of the technology and maybe they're not able to do that, then it becomes a lot more dangerous.
Right, yeah. What if my concern is if it's not controlled in that way, the recoil would cause it to crash. It's dangerous even if it's stable.
Right.
It's more dangerous, actually.
The thing that scares me, Johnny, is where will this end? I mean, if somebody gets a hold of this technology, the next thing you know, someone could put, I don't know, like a gun on a plane or a missile launcher on a plane or something.
Exactly,
it could be crazy. They could actually have bombs. They drop out from the air. I mean, things could get really scary. We have to really get control of this.
So Jimmy makes a good point. Now, drones with missiles are commonly used in U.S. strikes against terrorists overseas, and a lot of people say that there's a lot of loose oversight and there have been too many civilian casualties due to this sort of technology. So it is a good point, and when you give that technology in the hands of civilians who, maybe don't know what they're doing, maybe they could be under the influence of alcohol or drugs. If they're, if this is just something that you could have at your hands, then there's a lot of issues that could arise from it.
If corporations are people, I'm sure drones are people, and they have the Second Amendment right, just like any other corporation.
I find this to be, look, I'm all for technology. And I'm not even going to say, usually people say that and then they say but. No, I'm just all for technology. I will say that in some ways this is scarier than a drone with missiles, because a drone with missiles that can be sort of flown hundreds of miles, it can loiter for a number of hours, that's so complicated and so expensive that we don't have to worry about random people, aside from maybe Donald Trump, being able to afford it. But a drone like that costs $2,000. A pistol costs $500.
Right.
And now we have all the technology we need to create the hunter-killer drones from Terminator.
Right.
All you need is you throw the gun on there, you have a video feed that can control it, maybe even you put in the AI that can do face recognition. And think about a kid who wants to shoot up a school, but is too scared to actually go do it themselves. The possibility of them being able to do it via drone remotely with some sort of video feed, that is pretty horrifying.
This is opening up a new market.
Possibly.
Yeah, that's
nice. I don't think that most people have the technological know-how to create something like this. I'm not worried that everyone's going to be doing it, but it is scary. I don't know how you avoid this becoming more common.
They'll never be outlawed. There's never going to be a gun law passed in this country. That's not going to be outlawed. That's legal. That will always be legal.
Yeah.
There's no way they're outlawing that. I don't care if somebody uses that to shoot up a convent. They are not going to ever pass a gun law.
Yeah,
that's not
the NRA.
That's
not the crazy
happening.
NRA. Yeah. That's pretty scary.
I think we should just keep drones for Amazon delivery and then just leave it there with the consumer products. I think that's where we.
Yeah, but if somebody tries to steal your package, you pop a cap in their ass.
Well, obviously.